Good morning again. This is week one, rebooted, of my 5k training plan. Started last week in week one, thinking it was 10 weeks, and then found that the triathlon plan for 5k over 8 weeks gave me a better balance of runs against other activities over that period. So week one again, now for 8 weeks, and you're joining me for intervals again. While I talk you through what happened at the end of last week, training with the coach for the first time. So see you out there. So I'm on the warm-up at the moment, heading down Lodge Lane in Langenhoe. Same place as last week. The warm-up's a bit shorter today. I won't do the trail. Just go to the no entry sign, turn around and do today's workout on Lodge Lane and a bit of the footpath around to Langenhoe Hall Lane. It's a nice day, bright sunshine. The wind from the weekend's all gone. It's warm without being too warm. It's perfect really. So today's workout, after a 1 mile warm up, get a short rest, and then it's 800 metre repeats. So the intervals are twice as long as last week. The pace is a little bit slower. Last week it was 4:40. This week it's 5 minutes per kilometre. I think that'll be a noticeable difference. I hope so, because got to keep it up, and there's 8 of those. So actually the distance covered at speed will be a bit further than last week's 400s. So we'll see how this goes. I have to report that I'm feeling my shins this morning. Haven't run since Thursday, and it's Monday today. So what that's all about, I don't know. But we'll see how it feels when I pick the pace up. At the moment, warming up. I'm at about 6 minutes 30 kilometre now. Got a little bit further to go. So I'll check in at the end of the first rep. So first one done. Very slightly off the pace there. About 5:05 I think. But that's okay for the first one. Can pick it up on the subsequent ones. Don't feel really on it today. I don't know if it's the niggle in the shins, causing a bit of negative feeling, but didn't feel quite on that. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes the first one's like that. Anyway, got a 90-second recovery. Again, a little bit longer than last week. Only 60 seconds from the 400 reps. 90-second rest after 800. So I'll make good use of that. See you after the next one. Rep 2, and that's bang on the money. Pretty certain I got that in 4:58, so, or 4:58 pace rather. Slightly less than 4 minutes. So pleased with that. So met with the coach last week. Really good, positive experience. It's a lady called Lana from Fit Stride Coaching in Colchester. Highly recommended. Came fully prepared with a notebook full of notes from the telephone discussion we'd had a couple of days previous. All the tests that she wanted to do with me, things she wanted to check out. Made further notes during the meeting. It lasted about an hour. Had me running, stretching, doing different things. Follow-up email a couple of days later with some extra work to do, warming up and strength training that we discussed during that hour, but I knew I wouldn't remember it. So very kindly sent me an email detailing what I need to do. And doing that now. At the end of the next rep, I'll explain what those are. 3rd of 8. Again, brought that in right on the money, so very pleased with that. So to start off with, coach recommended A couple of extra movements in my warm-up before going out for a run. Marching on the spot, basically high knees walking. Warms up the hips, the hip flexors, and various different bits. Practicing getting the foot to go down in the right place. Get that drilled into your head. Same with A-skips. Again, warming up the hips and the flexors, and practicing getting the feet down in the right position beneath the body. So incorporating that to all runs now, and does get the heart rate up a little bit more before heading out. So hit the target pace on the fourth rep halfway through. The problem is really feeling my shins. Don't know what to think about that. Didn't run since Thursday when I met the coach, and that was certainly not an arduous run. Done some cycling, done some strength since then, some walking, but nothing to upset the shins. And yet I wasn't feeling good from, I don't know, 500 metres into the warm-up this morning. Maybe should have listened to that and just done an easy jog around the village, but I'm stubborn, wanted to try, but that wasn't getting better. In fact, it's getting worse. So I'm going to walk that in, or possibly jog in once I've cooled down from that last rep. So I can mention the other exercises that the coach said to do, which I'll certainly keep up in spite of this this backward step. So starting off with split squats. That's instead of reverse lunges, which I was doing with weights. Turn it into a split squat just means that there's less finding your balance. You just hold one particular pose, go down to the squat and back up again, and then don't stand up completely straight with your feet together. It's that step back that causes a balance issue, particularly I find particularly poor balance. So split squats, drop weights, and concentrate on doing it slowly. Pause at the bottom and come up straight, as in not allowing the knee to bend inwards, which mine tends to do because of my hip mechanics. So did that yesterday. Surprisingly tough, using what I thought were quite heavy weights, been building up, but holding that knee from, both knees in fact, from going inwards, added to the pressure, and made that rather more difficult. So I can see how that's going to help. Then step downs, which again is exercising, strengthening the quad muscle at the top front of the leg, and again variation on the theme, but it's keeping the knee from bending inwards on the way up with that. So that was quite arduous as well. There's a car behind me. Best get on the correct side of the road for that. But that's a narrow road. Seems to be doing the right thing. Anyway, yeah, so split squats and step downs. And clamshells with an exercise band around the knees. And that strengthens the outside of the hips and the glutes. Do one side and then the other. What was next? It was monster walks, which is a new one for me. Never done that before. Again with a band around the knees, and it was like a half squat position. sure there was another exercise. I'll have to add that later. Can't think what it was. Anyway, I thoroughly cut down from those 4 reps. At least it was something in the bank. Just think about what to do now. Can't keep on like this, running on painful legs. It's not going to do any good at all. So, back to the drawing board. So it's the next day, and back in the office after doing a quick strength workout, doing the very movements that the coach recommended last week, and I've refreshed my memory, and the additional exercise, I knew there was one more, was glute bridges, and I've been doing that in a single leg form. So yeah, just on the strength again. Further thoughts on yesterday's run. I mean, it's very depressing, isn't it? You get back into it and you got some advice and you think it's going all right, and I got away with it switch half, and then it was about 500 meters into that run yesterday and felt the shins, pressed on because I'm stubborn, realized I wasn't doing myself any good. Common sense took over eventually and I stopped. And I think I'm going to have to stop. I think I have to wait and be patient with these exercises, strengthen those parts of the hips and legs that need strengthening, stop the knees from falling inwards, putting additional strain on the shins. I think I have to give that a couple of weeks, not least to get rid of the pain that's there. Can't feel it normally, but as soon as I start running, so I need to give that a couple of weeks to settle down, and maybe even a bit longer to allow the strength training to really kick in. So it's the second time I've done it today, and it's Tuesday. I'm going to aim to do that 3 times a week, and so a couple of weeks may not be enough, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe a month, and at the same time really double down on the Zwift. That doesn't make for such good videos, assuming that they're good in the first place, but hopefully Sam will have something to share with you in the next few days, because I believe her hip flexor problem is now pretty much sorted, and she is absolutely itching to get back out for a run, and I don't blame her. So I'll be supporting her, and hopefully she'll have something to share with you very soon. We all look forward to that. So I'll keep you updated from time to time as to how I'm doing, but that's me for the moment.